Hi guys, it's Lindsay. Welcome back to the Wandering Reader. Today I'm going to be talking to you about my 2018 goals. So I'm going to be talking to you about all of my reading goals and a few channel goals that I have for this year too. So I've just had a little count up of how many goals I've written down. I've written down 10, which may seem like quite a lot, but some of them are a bit more casual than others and just things that I want to sort of aim for during 2018. So let's just jump into what my goals are for this year. So goal number one is my Goodreads challenge, and this will be the third year that I'm participating in the Goodreads reading challenge. 2017 I set it at 40 books and I met that during the year, which is great. I think for 2018 I'm going to set it at 52 books, so that's one book for every week of the year. I've definitely way surpassed the goal that I set myself this year, but I don't want to put it too high because I think I'll put too much pressure on myself and it just won't be realistic to me. So I think 52 books, one a week, is definitely realistic for me, so I'm going to set it at that. The next goal that I have is my Schubert Recommends jar. I did a whole video on this which I'll link for you if you haven't seen that. But I'm going to be picking one of these books to read every single month during the year of 2018, and reading some of the books that my fellow booktubers have really enjoyed. So I'm looking forward to that. Last year I set myself a goal of reading 6 classics and 6 non-fiction books during the year, which I managed to achieve, and I really enjoyed reading some more classics. I hadn't read any in quite a while, and I really enjoyed kind of getting back into those again. And I think kind of having one on the, this is how I've done it, I've had one on the go while I've been reading other things. I think that's definitely taken the pressure off in terms of, well, that's the only thing I'm reading and therefore I have to get through it, if that kind of makes sense. I think kind of reading a chapter here and there makes it a lot easier for me to digest, and I've read some good ones this year, and also non-fiction as well. I've really enjoyed having a non-fiction book on the go all the time and kind of delving a little bit more into reading non-fiction. So I thought I'd make that a goal for next year as well, for the same, to read 6 classics and 6 non-fiction books. I also want to get around to rereading and finishing off the Lord of the Rings trilogy. I didn't manage to do that in 2017, so I'm going to put it back on my goals again. I've really loved listening to the audiobooks of Harry Potter, so I think once I have finished reading the last one of those, that's what I'm going to do with the Lord of the Rings books. So I'm going to download those on audio and I'm going to listen to those in the car on the way to and from work, and that's how I will reread and finish those, and I think that'll be realistic for me to do that in 2018. One of my goals in 2017 was sort of a read around the world goal, so I wanted to read one book from every continent except for Europe, which I really enjoyed doing. So I thought I'd start doing an extension of that, and I don't want this is not a goal that I'm going to complete this year, but I thought I'd sort of try to diversify my reading a bit more by sort of reading from different countries and different cultures that I haven't read before. So I wanted to try and find a way that I could keep up with this and make a record of it, and I've looked at various things that you can do online, but I really wanted to show you guys something physically. So I have bought myself a World Regional Maps colouring book, and this basically has the different continents of the world. So for example, this is Asia and it has all of the different countries and everything. So what I can do is, once I've read a book from that country, I can colour it in and then put the title and the author of that book in there, and then it has a whole blank one. Can you see that? So when I've read the whole of Asia, I can colour the whole of Asia in. So I really liked that idea, and of course it has all of the different regions of the world in it. So I can show you and maybe do like an update video every 6 months maybe or so. I'm not really sure about how often I'm going to update you guys on that. But yeah, just so that I can have a physical record of where I've read books from. So what I'm going to be doing is colouring in the countries that I've read from this year to begin with. I haven't done that yet, but I'm going to be doing that soon, and then I'll start adding to it in 2018. Another goal that I had was I wanted to participate in Read You Arey, and this is a thing that Monica from She Might Be Monica is doing on her channel in January, and basically she has set herself a goal of reading every single day in January, and she's put a certain time limit on it, and you can put whatever time limit you want on it, but I thought it would be a really good way of making sure, and I do read nearly every single day, but I kind of want to make that more official and try and get off of my phone a little bit more during the year 2018, so that I can read even more than I have done this year. So I'm going to be setting myself a limit of reading for at least 30 minutes every day. It's more difficult on a work day, but I really want to push myself to do it, and then maybe once I get myself into a routine in January, that's something that I can continue perhaps during the course of the year. I'll leave a link to her goals video down below so you can check out more about what she says about it there. Then I've got my Reading My Shelves project. Again, I've done a separate video on this, which I'll link for you down below, but I've got my little chart ready with all of the months on it, and then I've put Nonfiction November here, and I've got my little jar ready here, so I'm going to be picking one category from this every single month, so I can pick my TBR from here and try and get down my physical TBR a little bit more during 2018. Another goal that I have for next year is every month I want to participate in one of my fellow booktubers' book clubs. So that's something that I only did once this year, but I really enjoyed doing it, and I really do want to get involved and speak with people a bit more about the books that I'm reading. So there are a few booktuber groups that I belong to on Goodreads. So you've got April's Buddy Reads group, the Dying to Read book club, Lisa's Buddy Reads from Books and Smiles, you've got Krista's Books and Jams Read Along, you've got the Read Around the World book club, and this is from Mel from Mel's Bookland Adventures. I've also got Blast from the Past from Robin over at Driftless Reader, and then Russell from Ink and Paper blog has got his own sort of Read Around the World group that he is starting in January. Yes, there were quite a few different read-along groups on Goodreads, and I always get really excited about the books that they're reading, and some of them sometimes I have on my shelf and other times I don't. So some of them I'll have to get from the library, but I think I'm going to make a real concerted effort to put one book on my TBR every month that is being read by one of the Buddy Reads groups that I follow on Goodreads, and just so I can, you know, have a bit more conversation with people, get to know people a bit better, that sort of thing. And the last reading goal that I have for myself is to read some of the ARCs I've received this year. So a couple I've received where I've got them sent to me from the author, and then there have been quite a few that I have won from Goodreads, and I have read a few of them but not enough basically. And I know that authors and publishers always value you reviewing the books and putting your opinion on Goodreads and showing them on your booktube channel and things like that. So I really want to do that. So look out for a TBR video coming up on my channel in January at some point, where I'm going to show you all of the books that I've received during 2017 that are ARCs or from authors, and those are going to be read during 2018. And then I just wanted to talk to you about a few channel goals that I have for next year. I didn't want to do anything too kind of formal, but I thought I'd share with you some of my thoughts for where I want to take my channel next year. So I really want to continue putting up at least 2 videos a week. I tend to put them up on a Monday and a Friday, and that's worked really, really well for me. Sometimes I do 3 videos a week, but I'm not going to commit to doing 3 all the time. But I think 2 is really, really good. I love putting up consistent content, and I think that's a realistic goal for me. I really enjoyed reviewing books on my channel. They're not videos that get the most views, but they're videos that I really enjoy filming, just putting across my opinions on things that I've read and recommending things to you. So I want to make an effort to film at least 2 book reviews every month. Sometimes I kind of get hung up on maybe this isn't the type of book that can be reviewed, but I think any book can be reviewed on your channel, so I really want to make an effort to review at least 2 of those a month for you. And then obviously I've talked about reading ARCs on my channel. So if I get ARCs sent to me from publishers or from authors, or I win them on Goodreads, I want to make more of a concerted effort to read them in a timely fashion. So try and get them read before the publication date, or maybe just after if I've been sent them really recently. So I really want to make more of an effort to do that. And then the other thing is, I've really enjoyed reading the shortlist for the Women's Prize for Fiction and the Man Booker this year, and that's something I definitely want to do in 2018. I don't know whether it will be those particular prizes, but because there are obviously a few that you can pick from, but I definitely want to read a couple of shortlists during 2018. I really enjoyed getting involved in the conversation about that and telling you guys what I thought of different books and things, so it's definitely something that I want to be doing in 2018. So there we go guys, they were quite a big list of goals, but some of them a bit more serious than others. Serious is probably the wrong word, but you know what I mean. And things that I think are definitely going to be achievable. I'd love to have a chat with you in the comments below. What are some of your reading goals for 2018? What are you thinking about doing with your reading during next year? Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.